Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Welcome to TR5. I should say TR4 plus final, but we'll just say TR5.
It switches every week. One week it's TR4 plus final, and then it's TR5. Oh, Stephen, hello there.
Hello.
Hello there, Scott. Hello there, Jay. Hello there, Lorena.
Hey.
Hi, number 5.
Number five.
Number
Is he
five.
Johnny 5?
Johnny 5, stay alive.
Oh, goodness. So thank you, folks, for joining us tonight. We're kicking off your Fandom Menace Tuesdays. So everyone pretty much knows everybody, but we'll just go ahead and introduce for the folks who are just joining us, haven't joined our show before, or watching a repeat. We'll start with Jane.
Hey guys, I'm Jane Theory.
And Scott.
Jane, come on. Hey. You always get me. Either you do your whole spiel or you're like, hey guys, Jane here.
We can do it at the end.
Yeah, we do the Cliff Notes version this time around.
Okay, quicker version. I'm Scott, tick-tocking you. Don't Scott, because you tick-tocking you.
Lord.
Don't Scott.
Oh, Lord, that gave me a really bad flashback there for a minute. To a certain man, which we won't name. Hey, Final.
I'm Final Death Star. What are we doing? We're saying who we are. I'm
Just
Final
say
Death
your friggin' name.
Star. Final
Just
Death
say your
Star.
name.
Hi, guys.
That's it.
That's all I have to say.
That's
Thank
all
you
you
so
have
much.
to say?
Thank you. Steven, you shaved. My goodness. I didn't even
I
recognize
know, I
you.
must have known who he was.
What?
I know.
Whoa.
I'll never do
Whoa.
it again. My head looks like a stuffed sausage. I'm never doing it again.
I'm trying to figure out who you look like. Like if, I was about to say something so horrible, but
Oh,
I don't
no,
wanna
go
do that.
ahead. No, please don't.
No,
stop yourself.
I was just gonna say you look like Jack Black if he was, had Down syndrome.
Oh, shit.
You said I told you it was horrible.
That's good.
And I work with
Horrible.
people with special needs. Oh, that's probably even
You
worse
do
to
work
say.
with,
Oh,
you do work with special needs. Look at that
I
headset.
volunteer.
Yeah.
I am one of them.
Have you guys ever watched the Cleveland show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
The episode where his mustache got shaved off?
Yes.
Freaking people out. He's like, your face
Yeah.
is too big.
Yeah. It looks good. I like it, Steven. It's a nice fresh
thanks.
look on you.
Don't lie to him. I look weird too, though, Steven. I shave my this area, and it's like I almost have to build a chin with my beard. It's like because when you have a beard, it looks like you even have a manlier chin, and then when it's gone, you're like,
yeah.
Yeah, but you also kind of do the Amish thing too, like a little bit.
I do go with the Amish
You
thing.
do the Amish.
Brother Jezebel.
Oh my gosh. Let's see who is in the chat here. Biggerford Entertainment. Hey, first one here. Hey, Biggerford.
Hey.
See ya. Where's Jane says, hey. Final says, hello, hello.
Hello.
There's McKinney90. Hello. Joining us. I guess Jane was doing the dab, but it comes up as elbow instead. We're cool with the fire. And then there's Keck. Hey, Keck. Nice to see you. AKA Mr. Mooney Blue 1. Hello, all. Great to see you. Great to see you here with us, too.
According to Christy, yelled at me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sorry, Christy. I'm an ass.
I saw that.
I definitely have my own special needs.
Oh my gosh. Hey Sam. He says, hey, great to see you all again. Or great to see you with us too. Scott, never ever do that again.
I won't. Let me ask you guys. Have you ever said a joke and even in the moment you knew it was wrong, but you still let it? See, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I say it and I'm like, this is so wrong to say. At all.
Sometimes when it's teed up, you just gotta let it go. You just gotta swing at it. You just gotta swing at it. Shave News Podcast.
Ain't happening, bro. Ain't happening.
Oh, Steven says, hi, Lorena Creole and crew. What's up, guys?
Hey, Steven.
Hello. Thanks for dropping by. And we got Trey Courtney.
My zigzag brother.
Yes. Best Tuesday pre-show. Yeah, my Sunday live stream is going to be lit just for y'all.
Yes.
Get ready to run, Trey. I'm with you.
Hey, Shellback. He said, who's the guy in the lower left?
That's messed up. Shellback's got a great ad for my book. He calls people that won't buy it a retard. Check it out on my channel. Thank you.
I gotta check that out. Hey, Christy says smash that like button. Yes, folks, please do smash that like button for us. Thank you. I love it. Christy's like it. Christy's like the awesomest.
Yeah.
Totally
She
awesome.
rocks. She rocks.
She does. And we have Osmosis. It says thanks, Christy. Hey, Osmosis. Well,
I don't know Osmosis.
I have seen him in another chat, and I'm sorry it's not coming to me, but I have seen him.
He likes the ladies.
I love seeing new people. Well, I'm a thought on TikTok. It's only $5.
TikTok?
Come on.
TikTok.
He's a TikTok thought, and I started my Twitch, but I have not.
Glowing endorsement.
I did start
the
Twitch.
Yeah, I gave Lorena a suggestion for that show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I told her I think she should work out to Zumba and while teaching people how to treat their simps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's called disrespecting with Lorena.
Yes.
You know what you should do, Lorena? You should disrespect liberals. They love it.
Well, that should be very easy.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
Use that white guilt. Simp that
Yeah.
white guilt.
Yep.
That's what you should do.
Yep. Pay me. Pay me. Pay me.
I'm rich.
Pay me. All I gotta say is, oh God,
Right.
there's a scene in the movie The Players Club that I'm thinking about right now.
Good movie.
And it is what?
Hmm?
Tee it off. What?
Oh, let's just say some strippers got invited to a very, very, very white frat party.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite interesting, I'll tell you that much.
Like you walk in, is it one of those where you walk in and it's like the song is like, it's quite unusual to be in love by anyone. Why, would you like Manhattan?
I wish it was that cool now.
That is a great word, Sam.
It is.
Yeah, I do enjoy it.
It is. Let's see. Osmosis High Council. Dark Council. That's where I know you from. Yes, Dark Council.
Nice.
Yes, the Dark
Oh,
Council.
Osmosis. Okay. Did you change your logo, your picture? It just seems something's different. I want some simp berries up in the chat, though.
I remember the TR5 Thought and Alive.
Thought and alive. TR5. Thought and alive.
Oh, well, folks,
Thank you, Shellback.
We have got quite a bit of stuff. So where should we start? Should we go to Bill and Ted, or should we go to Carole?
Man, I want to talk about Bill first. Can I be selfish and ask if we can talk about Bill and Ted first?
I love it too. I didn't know if we should hold on to something we love for a little farther in.
You want to?
Yeah,
No, call it, man.
Let's do Bill and Ted. I can offend foreign leftists. Just say white privilege isn't real and piss somebody off with that.
Great. Start a channel, bro. Get some sense. Look, if I had tits, I'd be disrespecting everybody. Everybody making money.
I'm against TR5 script doctor. It is TR4 with final. He weaseled his way on here. I love him for it though.
Plus.
Like
Added that plus.
I said I would use my powers only for good, which includes pimping a certain
that avatar is not wearing pants. I just want to say that.
Well, we have Bill and Ted back again. Now, I love Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
God. Yeah, I love them too.
That movie was so funny. That movie was where I first learned about a city called San Dimas. And when I moved to LA and I was going to Six Flags Magic Mountain and I saw a sign for San Dimas, I'm like,
yeah.
So let's see.
one of the greatest, a legend in that movie, George Carlin. I wish he was still around.
No.
Yeah.
He'll be missed in this one.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is that Keanu Reeves said he wouldn't want to do another one of these because
Then he's like,
it was
all right,
before
I'm
the
picking up
Matrix. He did not. Before the Matrix, he did not want because everyone called him, Ted.
Yeah, they thought he was like
You
10.
know?
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
Well, he did Point Break, right? And that was like
Yep.
a really good movie.
He did Speed.
He did Speed.
And
Yeah.
Speed,
He did
right.
Speed right after.
Mhm.
That was
I mean,
his
he did, like-
breakout movie after Bill and Ted's.
Right.
He had roles in Much Ado About Nothing, I believe, the Kenneth Branagh version. So he was kind of branching out into more like I guess theatrical type stuff.
And then he was in Dangerous Liaisons. He was awful, wasn't he in that one? No,
I remember him in Dangerous
no, it was
No, he was in My Own Private
he was in Bram
Idaho.
Stoker's Dracula,
Bram
yeah,
Stoker's
and My Own Private Idaho,
so
yeah.
bad. It was
Yeah.
Yes.
But I love that movie, Bram Stoker's
I
Dracula.
did too.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
love
It's got a
Bram
great
Stoker's
cast.
I go with a boss.
Anybody-
I can't deal with Twilight because after Bram Stoker's Dracula, no.
Well, remember, I don't know if any of you, I know Steven did, the first episode of Dracula on Netflix was dope.
It was.
And then it starts going downhill.
I didn't watch it. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah, I
watched
haven't.
it yet.
It was
it
the
turned
ending was
into a
horrible.
woke mess by the end, but you're
That's
just
what I heard. Yeah.
but like the first
beginning-
part is so good.
It looks so weird.
So good.
It's
Yeah.
different. It's a
Let me,
different take, Jane.
let me
It's
ask you guys a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
it's like a different. They take all the classic elements from Bram Stoker, but they reform it. It's the same clay. They just kind of reform it into a new mold.
Yeah,
and it works. In the beginning, it works. I really liked it.
What was the last good vampire movie we've had? Like a really good, it seems like we haven't had a really good one.
Nosferatu?
What are you talking about? The original?
No, the remake.
The remake?
The one with
Once Bitten.
Yeah, that's old. Once Bitten's a good movie. That's funny. That's
So funny, dude.
I don't know if I've seen the Nosferatu remake. They made the one that was like the documentary about it, which was good. Willem Dafoe was in it.
Oh God, I can't think of the actor's
Did
name.
you ever see that Willem Dafoe? I think it's like, what's it called? He plays Nosferatu. It's like them filming the movie Nosferatu, like the classic.
Right, and he believes
that's
he's
what I'm
Dracula.
talking about.
He is actually a real.
Yeah,
he is
that's
actually a real vampire, but they don't know it. Yeah. Okay, that was really good.
Okay.
I mean, I enjoyed the Underworld movies. They were
I
pretty
like
good.
the Underworld.
I like Underworld too.
That's
I
Twilight.
seen
I like
that.
Twilight, I couldn't get into.
He's like, I love
Yeah.
gay vampires.
Yeah.
Hey, Nina.
Well, Jane likes the romance in it, so
I do.
Vampires don't sparkle.
I want to hold on. We got to
They
get
Don't.
Hail the Fandom Menace. We have peer pressured Nina Infinity to creating a video. We actually all got together and got her 100 subs. Well, she made a contract with the chat on John Talks.
Yes.
She would actually make videos.
Yes.
Videos. That's what we heard.
Yes.
Not
Not
when we
just
heard
the live.
Oh,
All
Yeah.
right.
Hey, Nina, thanks for
So
coming.
we
in.
peer pressure into that. Good job.
Nina's awesome, dude.
Yeah, Nina's
yeah.
great.
Yes, she's one of the queens from the Queen's Council. And
Yeah, man. I love her.
the Babe de
I love her
Menace.
takes.
So, yes, so I stream with her quite a bit. Okay, you guys ready to kick this off?
All right, Bill and Ted.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
it.
25 years ago, you played a concert in front of the entire world. 1 month ago, you played in Barstow, California for 40 people, most of whom were there.
$2.
All right, pause it right there.
Yeah.
$2 tacos.
Dude, that was awesome. Yeah, now, so are they referring to, because the last time we saw them, at the end of Bill and Ted, the second movie, they at Bogus Journey, they end up playing the concert, right? They're like in the
Right.
they go get their future selves, which I think they're probably going to retcon now. But they get their future selves. They come back. They've got
No,
the
they didn't
babies, and
they
they
didn't
play
get
"God Gave Rock." and
No,
Roll
they didn't
to
get
us.
their future selves.
They went
Oh,
away.
they went to-
selves.
They went. Well, it basically is their future selves because they come back into the
Well,
present time of the
kind of.
movie as their future selves.
I guess.
Because they didn't know how to play. So like, well, let's go to the future, and then they came back as their future selves.
It was only like 6 months intense.
Yeah, they had
No, I
babies.
think it was
though,
longer. Yeah, 'cause
no,
they had
more than
babies. It was
They had
longer.
the backpacks with the kids.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they knew
Oh,
how to
that's
play.
true.
They-
You're right.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
They
It's
look
like
like
their
ZZ
future
Top.
Yeah, they look like ZZ Top. Yeah, which I don't. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to retcon it because they don't look like ZZ Top here, right? But they play that concert and they win. It was like the battle of the bands, So did they blow up from there? It seems like maybe they did, and something happened along the way.
No, I think they did. I think they blew up from there.
No, what happened is.
Go ahead, Scott.
Oh no, I see. What I'm getting is they had that great concert, and then they never wrote the song.
Right.
You know, so like right at that moment, but more like a one-hit wonder. I don't know if they blew up as big as we think.
But Bogus Journey, it was just a battle of the bands. It wasn't 20,000 people. So at the beginning of this trailer, they say, you played the 20,000 people. So at some point they had to have gotten big.
Yeah.
And then, something happened along the way there. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking, how we start off here.
I thought that battle of the bands was big, but all right.
Also, I think based on this, the first image there of them when she says, you played to 20,000 people, and then it shows them playing. I don't think that's like a flashback. I think that's probably later in the movie, because if you look, they're wearing the same clothes. So I'm thinking that's like later in the movie. It happens like that's the big concert they finally.
That's a fake out.
Yeah,
that was
right.
Out definitely.
25 years ago, you played a concert in front of the entire.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's probably. See there, that shot there. I think that's them. That's probably at the concert at the end. That's what I'm guessing.
40 people, most of whom were there.
Barstow. There's nothing in Barstow.
Yeah,
40 people eating tacos.
Be excellent to each other.
I love this.
Bring it on, dudes.
They're not impressed.
We're supposed to unite the world and save reality.
See, that's again that shot.
Bill, we've spent our whole life trying to write the song that will unite the world. Why can't we just go to the future when we have written it? Whoa! Take it from ourselves. That's stealing. How is that stealing? We're stealing it from ourselves, dude.
Valid point.
I feel like this is it's so naturally them. Sometimes you get the worry when you do a movie like 20, 30, 40 years later, is it going to be like two guys trying to act like they used to? But I watch this trailer, I'm like, that's Bill and Ted, like that's them.
Yeah.
I don't get a feeling like that's Keanu trying to be like Ted again, and that's Alex Winter trying to be like Bill. I feel like that's them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Keanu looks older. Like this is the first time I feel like he looks old though in a movie.
He
definitely looks older. Yeah,
they don't have him gummed up with makeup, like they're letting their age show,
and they're not doing that crazy CGI thing that I freaking hate. I don't like that. So.
I think they look good. I mean, for their age.
No, don't get me wrong.
They look great.
But I know what you mean, Scott. Keanu was like timeless for like decades. He didn't look like he aged at all, and now he finally looks
like him, Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp.
I wonder they're making him look older though.
What?
Maybe.
He looks good.
Oh no, he's
back up. You just
Jane
back up
wants
a
some
hair.
Keanu. That's what we just found out. Sorry, Jane. You're allowed.
Lorena, back up a hair to where they show in this same scene. They show Ted. If you can, I just want to see what his face looks like, or is it right before all of this? Yeah, right. A little bit before that.
Yeah.
Before this.
It's when they're looking down
right
like
here.
It looks like an earthquake or something. Right before this.
I mean, even there, he just
he looks like Snape.
Like
Snape. Oh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh! Hang on 1 second. Let's see. Hey, nerd cookies.
Hey, honey.
Hey.
Nina says
nerd.
The script today.
Awesome, sweetheart.
Hey.
Hey, Deviant Porg.
You're right. Dust Till Dawn was awesome. Dust Till Dawn was awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Doctor said they went long enough to get married, have kids, and grow a beard down to their chest.
No
script, doctor.
No manscaping script.
No manscaping. No way, man. That was the early 90s, dude.
No Snapchat filters here.
Oh, no.
One more. Hey, Toxic Man Flu. He says, hello, chat. Has the author Stephen Baskin survived the week?
No, I have not.
It's only Tuesday. I'm so confused.
Oh my gosh, it's too freaking funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I like how they look though. It's kind of just like
Notice the time machine too. It's no longer
It's
they
different.
show it at one point there. They show the phone booth, but
They
it
start
looks like it
probably with the
changes.
telephone booth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because whatever the time machine was, it wasn't actually a telephone booth. They just made it look like
Do you
one to
think-
fit into that time, like the TARDIS.
Do you think they're going? Do you think they're going to do the go to the future, come to the past, mess something up, maybe
think
a
so.
branch timeline? I feel like there's going to be a couple things like that going.
I think
on.
so.
Absolutely, they're gonna get.
Because as we were kind of getting to in this trailer, you,
Yeah, like,
you see
you know,
that like
back
in
to the
prison,
Brawl, too.
like huge in prison. I think
The
they
prison part, I
sometime-
can't wait till we get to that because I didn't realize it was them at first.
I didn't either. I had to rewatch that.
Take it from ourselves. But isn't that stealing? How is that stealing? We're stealing it from ourselves.
I love death. I love that death is back.
It looks like Mark.
It looks like Mark.
How'd you like our song?
There, look, he looks so old.
Dark side, but that's cool.
Kind of dark side. That's cool. It just feels like it's them.
It
Yeah,
does,
that again.
and I love that. It's like nothing has changed
Yeah.
since the last movie. It's just like, hey, it's been a
And
while. Oh, we're back.
You have.
I think
to
that's
know.
the vibe.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Like
Yeah.
they've maintained friendships, right, throughout
Yes,
the years.
they stayed very close. Alex
Right,
went
so
to
you've got to
Keanu
know
Reeves.
that there's got to be times over the last couple of decades where they've been at parties or together or just and they're just going into those roles, just
Yeah.
fucking playing around. So, I mean that's how it feels to me when I see them together. It's like
The
they just-
chemistry is definitely still there.
yes,
Definitely.
Yeah, it's true. Toxic Manflu said, it's hard to believe. Like he plays Neo, John Wick, and Ted, and they're all very different from each other. He does have like some classic roles now. He's the man. Keanu's the man. That's right.
Keanu is a man. That's
Freaking
right.
awesome.
Trey.
And a cool guy, cool human too, because he's
Yes.
Sweet.
done a lot of charity for people and helps helps
he's
people
he's
out.
one of those, right? But he's like a representation of what good Hollywood people in Hollywood can do. He doesn't virtue
Yeah.
signal.
Nope.
He's not out there saying, "Look at me! Oh, I'm standing with
He
this."
doesn't try to get
He does.
credit for it.
He's
Yeah.
just doing his thing.
After the Matrix, he bought the entire everyone on the crew. He bought him a car
Wow.
with all the extra money. Yeah, he went. Look it up. He
I
bought
didn't know
everyone
that.
that worked on those movies a car. Yeah, he's crazy with all the money.
Dang.
If I remember correctly, he really didn't come from a lot of money. Like he came from a really humble background. I heard.
His extended family's pretty big, though, and I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, not like Johnny Depp poor. He
Okay.
didn't come like Johnny Depp. I think a lot of people get their histories confused. Johnny Depp came from a poor history.
Right.
Yeah.
And now his ex-wife is going to try to take everything that
Yeah.
Baskin.
Oh,
Amber Turd. That's
we're
what I
staying
called
on Amber Turd. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
Oh, you got to.
I was watching Justice League, and when she came on, I said, "That's Amber Turd."
Yeah.
right. Right.
Entertainment hacker, man. Keep an eye on him. He always has videos on it.
Oh, wait a second. Soul Assassin says, "So who do you think is going to Melvin death?"
Velvet Death. Yeah. I want to know also, are there going to be anyone else? Is Billy the Kid going to show up? Joan of Arc, Beethoven,
man.
or any of the historical figures from the first movie going to
I
pop in? I think
they're
I
gonna
wouldn't
go
be surprised.
I think they're going to go forward. I think they're going to keep it in that direction instead of
Well,
going
we know
back.
Death is showing up for sure.
Yeah.
He's in the trailer,
Yeah.
but
You
Yeah.
see the
That'd be cool.
background.
I think we're going to.
oh, that's cool. Screw.
In the scene with Death, did you see the background? It's the apocalypse. I don't know if they're in hell, but it looks like an apocalyptic.
Right.
Yeah.
Here, let me roll that back because I think
You
I missed.
think they'll
I just
CGI
saw-
Yeah, look
CGI
at it.
George Carlin?
Watch, there's like a quick clip out the window.
Hang on.
Yeah, right from a different view. It comes from the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Okay,
That'd have to be
yeah.
how-
I wonder if they go back. I wonder if they go back down to hell to get him. Maybe it is the apocalypse. Maybe
That's
this is.
Final and Scott in alternate universe.
I can so believe that. Let's see. Toxic Manflu said he had tragedy early in his life too. One of the people you refer to be a good guy in person. Yeah, I
He did.
heard something tragic
A lot of
about.
tragedy.
He lost his wife. Or I don't know if they had been married, but they had a child together. I think she was pregnant too. It was his long. I don't. It was either. It was. Yeah, I don't think he'd married to her, but it was a longtime girlfriend, and she died in like a car accident, and I think she was pregnant, if I'm remembering. I could be wrong about that fact, but yeah, he's had some hardships, some crazy stuff.
Wow.
He also, I think he was tight with River Phoenix when all that went down at the Viper Club, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Trey Courtney is killing me right now.
That's right, Trey. That's right.
Oh man.
But Lorena, can you?
I
go
think
back?
that's how it's meant to be.
Lorena, can you go back to the Buff Bill and Ted? Just a still frame, real quick.
Let's see.
Yeah, Buff and Ted.
Yeah,
Buff and Ted. Buff and Ted.
I have a job for any memers in the chat. Could you please Final and Scott that for me, please, please.
Let's see if I have a better face.
Yeah,
there's
Someone please cut and paste Final and Scott on that.
to get a little better. Wait a minute. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Oh man. Oh my god, that's freaking hysterical. It just feels good to see a trailer like that where it's just gives you good memories.
You're happy, right? You know, like it's been so long since we've been happy since we haven't watched a trailer with trepidation from something from our past. It's been so long.
I know, right?
I haven't seen one. I haven't gotten excited for a trailer since like probably Sonic and
Forever.
Yeah, if they do this right, then I mean, this will again show people how it's done. And it looks so far from the trailer, it looks like it.
The only thing I can imagine is that they figured out that they're not the saviors, and they have to find two best friend girls that are lovers to make the song.
Well, they do have daughters. They do have two daughters in this, which they kind of it's not really established if they're boys and girls in the first in the second movie, but
I just don't give a shit as long as it's done well, man.
Yeah, I don't either. That doesn't bother me.
I just want some popcorn to sit there and just have fun and laugh my ass off. That's
all. I just want it to be classic Bill and Ted.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, the 90s are the thing right now. So if anything's going to do it justice, it would be Bill and Ted. Man,
I agree.
Yeah, what year is Bogus Journey? Like 92, I want to say.
92?
Yeah,
I think 92.
Bill Excellent Adventure was 88. 88, and then 92 is Bogus Journey, I think.
Yeah, 91 or 92.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm excited.
I am too.
Me too.
Do you know what the when did they say the date was that it was coming out?
It says summer still, but
they don't have a date because
they don't have an official date.
Down.
Bug thing.
But it must be done. I mean, it's close to being done.
Yeah.
Close to being done. I think originally it was supposed to come out June or beginning of July, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The tentative date originally? Yeah, but I don't know.
Trey says August 2020.
Oh, August 2020?
August 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll have to note that in my AMC app so I can.
Okay, it was 89.
Yeah,
but Dixon 86.
86.
91.
Wow.
Okay.
It takes place in 86, though. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been to the Circle K.
Placed in 86.
Yeah, the Circle K that they.
Yeah,
I've been to that one.
The first time I've ever. Oh,
it's in Arizona. It's downtown. It's like a little outside Phoenix. They shot a lot of it in Arizona. So even though
you've been to the Circle K?
I've been to the Circle K that they filmed in the first movie. Yeah, like the actual Circle K. We found it. It's on IMDb. I think we found it on IMDb. It gives the address to that Circle K that they used. And it was, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago we went and found it.
Do you think they'll make mention? Do you think they'll make mention to Rufus? And do you think that? And do you think that they'll say he's not there because they changed something or they didn't achieve?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I wonder if they're going to maybe do some type of technology and bring him in at the very end or something.
Carlin. Yeah,
Carlin. Rufus. Yeah. I can imagine them trying to catch that lightning in a bottle that it would just not be right.
He'll definitely be referenced for sure.
Yeah,
or maybe it could be his
or something.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna
like his transgendered Asian child could be the one that helps them.
Scott, what are you doing, bro? Stop!
I'm protecting my heart. I'm protecting my heart.
I don't like this movie.
And it'll be Rufus.
It was in 95. Oh, nice. Another monster. Yeah, you've been to that one? That's cool.
Oh, man. So, let's see.
You were
What's
there
next?
closer to the film date, too. 95.
Wow.
I gotta ask you something, Steven. I've been wondering it. The way my headphones, the broken ones, because I get my new ones this week, is it like a Battlestar Galactica or Twinkie looking like headset, like me, you know?
No,
Like
it looks like a broke ass Galactica. That's what it looks like. It's pretty rough, bro.
and new ones come in on the 11th or 12th.
It adds to your mystique. It's great.
Well, that's it. Like, what the fuck's wrong with him?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Script Doctor says maybe the song that saves the world's about Rufus, but that would be kind of funny because Rufus was the one who came in the first place to try to get him to do that song. So he'd be essentially, if that's true, forcing them to write a song that glorifies him.
Oh, him.
I don't know.
That was Buck Rogers.
That's what I was tweaking. I thought for my whole life, I thought his name was Twinkie as a little kid. So I still say Twinkie. Twinkie.
Oh God, it's so funny.
I scared Steven away.
And
I was called. I didn't want to.
Let's scare him some more. We want to talk about Carole Baskin's getting sued.
Carole Baskin.
Oh boy.
Another person's gonna die.
That Carole Baskin.
Well, they gave her more tigers, so.
Dude, where's
She's got
my
more
telephone?
tigers, but it looks like her stepdaughter is gonna be suing her over allegedly forged will. This is interesting.
Yeah.
This is from TMZ, who I love when they just stick to Hollywood ratchetry and they don't, do any political stuff. Carole Baskin's Day of Reckoning.
Excuse me. It's that bitch Carole Baskins. Thank you.
Bitch Carole. Well, I have to say, like my family will say, they say heifer, so we'll say that heifer, okay. Carole Baskin. It's a polite way of saying the B word. Her day of reckoning is coming after a sheriff determined the will of her ex-husband, Don Lewis, was a forgery. At least that's what Don's daughter is hoping.
Damn.
I know the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office reopened the cold case into her husband's death. So this is interesting.
Yes, they did, right?
Yeah, they did.
Do you think they're building drama for season 2 of the Tiger King?
Could
They were
be.
doing season 2. Were they?
I think they will be now.
I know they're doing a couple of
it's a
like
smash hit.
movies, but I don't know.
It's a smash hit. Everybody wants the Tiger King.
Everybody wants the Tiger King. They want
Everybody. Get me out of this cage.
It'll be called Carole Baskin, The Reckoning.
I got 10 wives in here.
And Carole Baskin, how to marry your simp and keep him in line.
Instructional video.
You just gave her an idea.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be a good SNL style parody skit.
I'm getting laid
video.
every day in jail.
Joey got it. He probably has his dick in jail right now. I'm telling you,
I ain't gay, but man, he's got tigers.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck God. Didn't buy me.
Dude, I gotta say something. If you ever say, I'm not gay, but the dude has tigers, you're gay.
Yeah, right.
Okay, just let it be, man. It's okay in this world. It's okay. And one more thing I got to do for Script Doctor. I want to do this for Script Doctor. Script Doctor. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. Script Whitey Doctor. You're our only hope. Then I look like Princess Leia with these things on. So.
Oh my God. Y'all talking about Carole Baskins without Christy. Y'all going to be told to kiss some grits.
Yeah, that is true.
We know.
That is true.
We are. He just lost his zoo to Baskins, correct? Yes, he did.
Yes.
And I think she has refused to be interviewed by that show again. Yeah, her lawyer probably told her not to.
Well, you would too if you were under a murder investigation.
And like most of the internet thinks you fed your husband to a tiger. I mean, yeah, you
just get a couple of, people with a whole lot of time on their hands, do some investigating. Oh, yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. So Donna Pettis tells TMZ the recent bombshell from, again, Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister, who claims he's certain Baskin's forged Don's will to make it look like she'd inherit his fortune if he went missing.
Of course you did.
Confirmed
She went missing
in 1997. They said something like that on the show.
She's a killer.
Where does she drop off all the like tiger manure? No one went through that to see if they could find any DNA of this dude, like a fingernail or something. They caught a dude in Connecticut by a fingernail.
Yeah,
they probably weren't even thinking about that.
I'm sure there's like tiger feces experts out there, at that time.
No, you don't have to be a tiger feces expert. You just got to go through it and say, "Oh, look, there's a finger bone in this shit." Da-na.
Well, you know how slimy Carole is. She probably had that crap buried.
She fed it back to him.
Or something.
She fed the dookie back to him. She's evil.
Why do you sound like Dave Chappelle doing him? That's how you sound like. You slept with my mama.
Oh God. So Donna says that the will was determined to be a fake by a professional back then, but Carole had her own analyst. Claim the opposite.
Getting over.
She does.
God.
And then she fed the analyst to the tigers.
And then hid the tiger poop when it came back.
That's right. Back around again. It's like a merry-go-round over there.
And Donna says her family didn't have the money or resources to fight her on it at the time. So looks like experts have evaluated the will and reached the same conclusion: forgery. But because of the statute of limitations, there's nothing they can do, or is there?
Well,
no, probably not. It depends on when they had evidence that there was a forgery.
Another unicorn another monster like a unicorn isn't gay. You want to see my tigers? I got lots of tigers.
He was declared.
I can show you my unicorn horn.
My goodness gracious, y'all. Well, he was declared legally dead in 2002. So isn't that like past the statute of limitations?
It is
almost 18 years ago.
Yeah, but forgery, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Forgery, usually the clock starts once you believe there to have been a forgery. So they're saying they didn't have enough resources or money to pay for a lawyer to pursue it. That's on them.
Yeah.
The time still passed.
Yeah, because this heifer Carole Baskin, she knows how to cover her tracks.
She outplayed them. She outmaneuvered them.
Yes, she did.
I'm also playing a gay guy.
Script doctor says white guy impersonating a black guy impersonating a white guy. Steven, that's a Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder skill.
I got virtue skills.
What'd he do? Write it up himself and slap the paw print on it. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
It seems like it. So I'm just looking up statute of limitations, and it seems like it changes. What state would this be in? Florida, or is she in Tech? Where's she in?
Florida.
So okay.
Hillsborough County near Tampa. I know it well.
Damn, you hear that accent come out real quick?
It did real quick. No joke. If I'm in Florida for like a couple of days, well, I'm okay if I'm in Orlando, but if I go out in the boonies where my cousins live, it slips in a little bit. Little bit. I still sound Yankee as hell when we go out and people are like, "You're not from around here, are you?" What was your first clue?
Well, it says Florida felonies, 4 years for first-degree felonies, 3 years. So I don't know what degree it would be. 3 years for other felonies, No statute of limitations on crimes resulting in death, nor for any crime that would warrant life imprisonment. Misdemeanors, 2 years for first-degree misdemeanors, 1 year for second-degree misdemeanors. So that's Florida. So I don't know what that would.
Give me a rundown.
It's been over 4 years, regardless. So.
Well, I don't watch this show. Did she get like her money from this dude, like a lot?
Yeah.
Or
The day after he was. I think it was like the day after he was officially pronounced dead.
She was mourning for 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours. Yeah, and she cashed in on his estate.
And she went right.
She is like wipe your ass with $20 bills paid.
She cut off. She cut off the siblings, like the kids, his kids. Now you don't get shit.
His kids.
Nothing. Took it all. Called herself a simp and put him in a collar. Started taking pictures on the beach.
Yes, you gotta see those wedding pictures. That's a trip. You can't give a tiger new stripes, but you can wear leopard print.
That's right. Like a banana hammock, Toxic.
Wow.
Oh my God. Is it true the further north you go in Florida, the more southern it gets? Yeah, because if you go south of, say, St. Lucie County, that's just basically Cuba. So, you know, it is what it is.
I'm from South Boston.
South Boston. Yeah, I've been in Boston. So technically, if the forgery, if proved, could be used as motivation for his disappearance.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's why they reopened the cold case on his death or his disappearance.
Like it doesn't take a genius to just watch just a half-hour clips of this person to know that she ain't right in the head. She's evil.
It's what you can prove.
It's what you can prove. Absolutely, but
that's it.
God bless America.
This heifer is good at covering tracks. Hey,
I love this goddamn country.
She pulled the Kathleen Kennedy on George Lucas, dude. Screw him on the way out.
Damn, Toxic.
Look, Toxic Man Flu. Kathleen Kennedy pegged George Lucas after that deal was signed. She pegged the shit out of him.
Oh God!
She pulled that mask off.
Sorry, too far.
She pulled her wig off. Sorry, I had to do a Melrose Place reference there. Yeah,
that was the sister, wasn't it?
It's a what?
That was the sister that pulled the wig off, right? Melrose Place. I remember that shit.
Yeah,
she got burned.
I had to explain that to somebody.
I remember that stuff. I mean, what? Melrose Place. I was watching Truck Driving.
Yeah,
sure you were.
Place because that scene was freaking iconic.
Sure.
Oh man, goodness, great. Toxic Man Flu is a trip.
Oh my God.
I think Scott's a closet brony. That's what I think.
No, dude, I've been told by exes and my wife that it's like at moments I'm a guy's guy, and at other moments I'm like a 14-year-old girl. I like, corny shows. I'm a Vampire Diaries fan, okay? You might like unicorns. I like Vampire Diaries.
Okay.
I don't know why. I hate sparkling vampires, but that dude Damon was awesome in the first like 2 or 3, and the girls were hot, so.
That's awesome. Well.
And the originals, that was a good show.
Oh, the originals was awesome.
The originals was real good. You want to watch a good vampire TV show? The originals.
Oh, I haven't.
That was good.
Okay.
I haven't heard
They're the original 5 vampires, and they can't be killed except for one special white oak.
It was a spinoff of Vampire.
Vampire Diaries.
Right.
But the dude who's like, the dude who's the head vampire. He's just an awesome actor, dude. Klaus.
He's a good actor. Klaus.
Yeah.
I watched Vampire Diaries. That was pretty good. I like that.
Now you can admit it.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Is there boobs?
No, it's like a CW.
Young chicks, though.
I've never seen Vampire Diaries. I saw True Blood, but I didn't see Vampire.
True Blood was
the end.
Had boobs.
Yeah. Oh, What We Do in the Shadows. That was a good vampire movie. Kind of a parody, but What We Do in the Shadows. It's a TV show too right now. They made a series out of it.
Oh, the ones that are roommates. The roommates.
Yes. It's the guy. It's Jermaine from Friday. Yeah, he directed the.
Oh,
He directed.
I
Yes,
like
he
that
directed it. Yeah, and it's the Jerome from Flight of the Conchords wrote it.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trey. I thought that movie was good too. It was
Yeah.
different,
It was all right.
but I liked it. Well, you know what?
I've seen
Lost
that.
Boys, man. The
When-
Lost
look-
Boys was great.
Oh,
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's obviously going back to the 80s. But
Thou
shall not kill.
Oh, you better leave.
B-Wars is not that bad.
Okay, now I'm feeling less gay. Not a Vampire Diaries fan.
I admit what I like. I'll stand by it. Whatever. I don't care.
Oh goodness.
30 Days of Night. I
You
don't
just
think I've
won the
seen
chat.
that.
30 Days a Night's good too,
30
man.
Days of Night.
Trey's
Oh
got-
wait, is that the one with they kill they cut the little kids, the little vampire kid off? It's in like Alaska.
It's in
right?
Alaska, yeah.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
seen that. That is
Yeah,
good.
that's a
Yeah,
good movie.
that's like the
Daybreak,
first
right?
time I saw a
Daybreak
movie
one?
that they cut the kid's head
Yeah, I
off.
saw that.
The
though.
vampire kid, but I was like,
Never
holy
seen that.
crap!
What about Daybreak?
Yeah,
It's
Daybreak.
worth a watch.
Good. I liked it.
Is that the one where
Yeah.
they're like all vampires and there's like very few humans left? That one
Right.
with Ethan Hawke. That was
Mhm.
a good one.
The past week was good.
I mean,
too.
would you consider I Am Legend? It's
The
not
what?
technically vampires, but they're sort of like vampires.
I always
They're
thought it was
not
more like a
vampires.
zombie movie, like a
Huh?
like
Yeah, zombies.
a zombie movie. Like that's what I always thought that was.
It's a disease. What?
Yeah,
Legend.
They were
Yeah.
like vampires, though.
they like can't go out at night, or they can't go out in the sun. It's kind of like a sort of zombie vampire
Kind of, sort of. It's a good movie.
hybrid sort of thing. Yeah, I Am Legend's pretty.
The original ending should have stuck.
Hmm.
I like the original.
They should have stuck to the book.
I never read the
The
book.
book.
Oh.
Oh, the book is so cool because you see that like you're the hero of your
Queen
own
to the
story.
Dam.
Yeah, yeah,
I
Ilea.
haven't seen that.
That was
Yeah.
so
Saw
freaking
Interview
good.
with the
Queen
Vampire.
of the Dam's
I have
pretty
not
cool.
seen the Dam yet. I gotta see
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
No, I mean Blade. Blade was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Blade was awesome too.
Yeah,
What's her name?
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
man. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think
Oh.
that's why I couldn't bring myself to watch Queen of the Dam.
Yeah,
You need
she, like,
to-
I
so
think that
good.
like she filmed that right before I think she died too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Like-
to do the
A
80
little while.
voice.
Yeah.
It was. It reminds me of like The Crow because I think
Yeah.
that it was unfinished
Yeah.
when she
Yeah.
passed away.
Crow
You know,
too.
so they worked with what they had, but it was really good.
But I love the Interview with the Vampire.
I
Yeah,
love
man.
that
I love
movie.
that.
That's
Oh
a good
yeah,
one.
Interview with the Vampire. Oh yeah, that's
And
a
not
good
just because I'm Creole, but yeah, pretty much, yeah.
one.
My favorite part.
That's a great
It's
movie.
really
That's a great
Louisiana
movie.
culture.
Now,
Loved it.
do you know that before his death, River Phoenix was supposed to be in that movie? And
Interview with the Vampire.
I didn't know that.
yes,
I didn't
and I
know
forget if
that.
he was playing Brad Pitt's or he was playing the interviewer. I think he was playing the interviewer, and that's why they got Christian Slater
to do it.
because it was supposed to be.
Oh.
I want to say it was supposed to be River Phoenix. I don't think he was like one of the
That makes
vampires. I
sense.
think he was the interviewer. I might be
Oh.
wrong though. He might. You know what? I'm going to look that up. I can't remember what part
Yeah.
he was, but he definitely died right
Yeah,
before
Lee-
that.
I could see him being like one of the vampires. I mean, maybe not, but
Right.
he kind of
Same
had that
here,
look
like the
where.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I
vampire.
could totally see him being the Brad Pitt vampire. And Brad Pitt at the time wasn't as big, so River
Yeah,
Phoenix
He
was
just
a
did like
bigger
Legends
actor.
of the Fall.
Tom
maybe.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise
Yeah.
pulled that off, but the character didn't look like Lestat from the books.
True.
Oh, Sam says he
True.
was meant to be the interviewer. Okay.
Yeah, because I heard Anne.
Oh, he
Rice
was. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
Anne Rice wasn't too thrilled with Tom Cruise.
No.
in that either.
No.
I thought Tom Cruise was good in that movie.
Tom
he was
Cruise
good,
plays him
but,
very
Dan Rice didn't like it.
very
hmm
very like binary.
Before binary was binary.
Yeah, like he plays him very flamboyant.
But
And
No, but
I
Anne
feel
Rice
like-
writes them gay. Anne Rice writes them like that. Like vampires are very sexual creatures.
So
Right.
what was
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
with them
yeah.
then?
Well, his
Well,
hair.
I always
his hair
think
was
vampires are sexual.
wrong.
too. What was? Oh, all that. Okay.
Well, they're supposed to be very, very sensual. They're supposed to.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're alive for 1,000 years. You're banging whatever you want.
You're
Right.
damn right.
At that point, you don't care.
No,
Pansexual,
care.
pulling a Lando.
Owning tigers. Yeah.
Pulling a Lando.
you know,
Get
yeah,
that
yeah,
robot head over here.
yeah. I'm with you, Trey. Blade was bigger than
Well, of course.
Panther.
I love
Blade was
True
bad.
Blood. The first couple seasons of True Blood was great.
I dropped out, I think, before the last 2 seasons.
Like when fairies got involved in it.
Yeah. And I was
You're a
No
fairy
fairy?
queen.
yeah, I was kind of
But there's boobies.
That's
There are
right.
boobies.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Van Helsing. Van Helsing was. You
It
talking
was
about
fun.
the one with Hugh Jackman?
What other
I
vampire?
love Van Helsing.
Moonlight was really good. That was an older TV.
Moonlight was a good one where he was he was a detective.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good show, man.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
He's the guy from the new Hawaii Five-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which show?
You could watch that Moonlight.
Oh, Moonlight.
You could watch that on like the WB or one of those like web, like download the app for like I think it's WB, and you could watch that like seasons of that show. It was good.
What about Forever Night? That was a good show too. I liked that one.
I don't know that one.
You don't know that one? It was about the cop detective, the vampire who was a detective.
No, that's Moonlight.
Was that like from the
it was
90s on
Forever
USA?
Night.
Was that
Wasn't it
on
called Forever
USA
Night?
from the 90s?
Yeah,
No.
90s.
Yeah,
Late
90s.
I think I
late
do.
90s,
Yeah,
early
I do
2000s.
remember that. Yeah,
I thought it was called Moonlight. He's a detective, Saint Christian, Saint
Yeah.
something. is
yeah,
his name.
Moonlight. I do remember that. It was like on USA. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that in the 90s.
What's the name of it?
No,
I think it
it's
was-
good. It's good.
It was really good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it too, Jane. That
And
was
there was
that's
Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, Angel. I like Angel.
Buffy.
I
movie.
did.
I loved Buffy.
I
Yeah.
didn't like Angel. I kind
How
of
would a shitty vampire though? Like, it's like, if I have sex with you, I become like the worst vampire in the world. Like, what a shitty curse that is.
I know. He couldn't fall in love. That
That
was
was from 2007, actually.
Right.
Okay, I thought it was earlier.
What,
Moonlight was
Moonlight?
2000. Yeah, 2007. Yeah.
Wow, man, it feels like it was so long ago.
Well, there was
Oh,
there's a series
Tell
from
me about it, though. Look it
there's
up.
a series from 92 called Forever Night. So you're right.
Yeah,
Stephen.
Forever Night.
That's I think that's the one I'm thinking of too.
heard of that
I'm
one.
thinking of
There
that
was
one.
called Blood Ties that was really good too.
There's
Yeah.
this awesome scene, right, where the main character he's a detective and he
Yeah, it's a
works
redemption of a
at night,
cop in
and
Toronto.
the guy that turned him is still alive, and he's from the Roman times, and he's like a nighttime DJ. And there's this. I remember this one awesome scene where you see him get turned. He was it was right at what's the name of the volcano that went off?
Vesuvius.
Vesuvius.
No,
No, it wasn't that one. It was Pompeii.
Pompeii,
Right? So he was a rich guy in Pompeii, and his niece had gotten sick, and they were trying to take care of her, but she had caught vampirism. So right before, as Pompeii's going off, as the volcano's going off, Vesuvius, she like walks in and she's full on vampire at this point, and she turns him. It's such an epic scene, dude.
Wow.
It is a great episode.
Wow.
I wonder if you can find that anywhere. I love anything vampire except
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
check it out, man.
It's on Amazon Prime Video. You can get there's 3
Is it
seasons
really?
of it. Yeah.
Oh shit, I got Prime. I got
Even
Prime.
according to Sandra, too, No Helsing is a manga. They made an anime. They redo that. It's called Helsing Ultimate. It's hyper
Oh, okay.
white gore, one of the best animes you can find.
Wow.
Nice. Boobs.
That's cool. I'm gonna check that out.
So there's 20 people watching. Thank you
And
so
we're just talking about
much.
vampires.
Be sure to hit that like button. And yeah, we've been on a vampire tear for a little bit.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what we do.
How did we even get on this topic? What
I
were we
don't
talking about?
know.
Tiger King went from Carole Baskin to vampire.
I don't know.
Don't remember.
Van Helsing, Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is where this is.
Oh, Keanu Reeves. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Wow.
guys,
Talk about Bram Stoker's Dracula. Wow.
you guys ready for some cancel culture?
Yeah.
Ready for some cancel culture?
No, I'm never
I don't
ready.
know who this dude is, so you're
this
gonna have to help me out.
That was a
Fuck
flash.
that
Yeah.
shit.
Steven, take the lead on this.
Yeah.
My son and I watched The Flash, right? We're still holding on to the Arrowverse, just The Flash. And he plays the elongated knight, which is kind of like a character you don't give a shit about. He was DC's version of
Like
Plastic
Man, wasn't it?
Plastic
Basically-
Man, right? It's basically the same shit.
Yeah.
But he has been playing that character so well that he's a good addition to the whole team. Like he's somebody that you look forward to. You look forward to Dibney's character, or the character of Dibney, every time he comes on screen. And I guess they found some tweets from like 2012 or some shit. and they're, you know, I guess they're too spicy, and now they're going to cancel him. They've kicked him off the show, and I'll be honest with you, I like the Flash. I like the whole cast. I like the whole cast of the Flash, whatever, and every character on it, and he's a great addition to that cast, and we look forward to seeing him as much as I look forward to seeing Killer Frost, as much as I look forward to seeing Vibe, as much as I look forward to seeing Flash. He's somebody that I look forward to seeing too. My son and I, this is what we watch. So yeah, this is all bullshit right here. I've been working the last couple of days, so this just came out. I haven't had a chance to read any articles on it, but that's my take on this whole situation.
What season did he start in?
Season 3. I want to say season 3.
Okay, because I watched, I think, first 2 seasons. I pushed myself to watch it. I don't remember ever seeing him. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he comes into season 4, I thought.
It has to be 4 because I think I started 3.
Yeah, I think he comes in season 4.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
It was one of the middle seasons. One of the mid-range seasons.
Yeah,
but, you know what I consider the CW superheroes as like really trashy soap opera. Like that's what they are. Not like a good.
Yeah,
it does get soap operas. But,
all the shows are.
Yeah, but it's CW. But I mean, it's not like. There are times, like my son, there are times where we're just like, oh my God, stop drama, stop the drama. But overall the story arcs they bring in, the characters they bring in, are just good. There's somebody in there on the writing staff that likes these comics and likes these characters, and there's enough of that influence in the writing staff that it shines through. And then you have the other half of the writing staff that's like, well, we've got to worry about inclusion, and we've got to worry about bringing this up, and we got to worry about bringing this up. So there's like, you can tell when you're watching the show.
You got like Kevin Smith involved with Supergirl, and that's super woke. Like you got people that know comic books. Well, it's not too okay. I know that, but what I'm saying is you got people that definitely know comics doing CW stuff. But the woke agenda comes from up high.
Well, look, it does. But I mean, at the same time, they brought in, I can't think of the actor's name off the top of my head. They brought in my Flash from the 80s series.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they do stuff like that.
Well, he played the dad of Barry's dad, and then they bring him in as the Flash. Yeah.
But, he wore the tin cat.
Like the golden age
Flash.
Right.
It's another Flash, and it's a golden age Flash. But I mean, like, you can tell that the people doing the show, there's at least some people on that writing staff that love the lore and love the universe and try to make it about that, try to make the show about that. And then you've got the people that are like, oh my God, we need inclusion. We need to do this and this and that. And like, you can tell that's there.
Now, what's the guy who plays Reverse Flash? He was in a show called Ed. I used to.
Yeah, oh my God, Tom Cavanaugh. He's freaking awesome.
Tom Cavanaugh,
he's awesome in everything. He's a great actor.
He's really that series. He's the best thing in that show.
Because he plays
my favorite.
Many different characters. He plays
Dr. Wells. He plays Reverse Flash. And then there's different versions of Dr. Wells from the different world or different Earths that. Are all different. He plays them all at one time. He's just a really talented
I'm
guy.
always a season behind. Because I wait till they all come out before I watch.
Same here. I haven't watched last season.
I don't like that week to week bullshit.
I like to just Netflix them all.
And so I'm at the point now in the last season where Kavanaugh just came in. Like, I didn't think he was going to come in the season, and I'm like, yeah, finally he's here. My son and I are excited, because now he's in that, and we know he's going to be another. He's going to be another Wells. We're ready for that. The new take on it. So, like, I like the one. Go ahead.
The one that most recently, because I'm a season behind, he plays like the Sherlock Holmes detective.
That.
He's
Sherlock.
He's so good.
Jay
Garrick was that Flash.
Jay Garrick.
Jay Garrick.
That was golden age Flash.
I can never say anybody's name.
Yeah, McKinney's on point.
McKinney.
Script doctors.
Why, Jane? Why am I so horrible at names? What are these tweets? I don't even care what the article says because it's some woke ass bullshit. What were the tweets? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird. But
let's look at it.
They're a long time ago.
Okay, so just to catch people up. So actor Hartley Sawyer has been fired from The Flash after a host of his tweets containing misogynist and racist references were surfaced in the past week.
Like, what did he say? The N-word? What did he say? Like, women should only be in the kitchen?
Have no idea. That's why.
What was wrong? Something to do with kidnapping a prostitute and cutting her breasts off.
Oh well, that's kind of.
mean,
Well, that's kind of
Who hasn't done that on a Friday night?
and see, here's what I don't like is that they don't show the tweets.
There it is.
Right, because they know it's taken out of
let's see.
context.
Let's see. What do we
No,
have
that's
here?
not context.
Oh, okay. So whoever did it just
Oh.
protected their darn tweets. Yeah, punk.
But
Yeah.
they have it.
Oh.
They have it there.
They have it, but yeah,
It's gotta be somewhere.
I didn't see
can
anything
read it
that
right
was
there.
that was racist. The only thing I think he said something basically about him being white and that Al Sharpton wouldn't go to bat for him or something
he
like
said
that.
he
Yeah.
said something to the effect of I would make a slightly racist jokes, but I would always be on Al Sharpton's radar.
Yeah,
Like what the heck? Like
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
I'm just like, how is that different? Well, we know why it would be
Oh, it says
different
it
than
down there.
something
Yeah.
than just like
Are
you
we-
know that they
Yeah,
should
are
Are we
go with that.
talking
that.
fat Al
Article.
Sharpton or skinny Al Sharpton? Because that's a big difference.
Yeah,
Fat
that's
Al,
true.
Fat Al, Fat Al.
Fat Al.
Yeah,
This
he'll fuck you up.
skinny Al is a no, he's a lackey. Skinny.
Oh, yeah, well, we could talk about Al Sharpton. He made his. You know what? I'm not even gonna start. Okay, go ahead.
No, I know, man. That's for one of my news.
another
Yeah,
dump nights.
he made his bed and he can lie in it. I actually made him stutter on Sirius XM once. It was kind of funny.
Oh wow! What?
Yeah,
What'd
I
you
I tweeted something at him because he was going off on something on his radio show, and I sent him this. I tweeted at him with something, and he couldn't freaking answer. He like skipped over it. I can't remember what the heck it is that I saw, but it was pretty narrative busting. So I just remember that. I'm like, yeah, I mean,
Raina will bust your narrative balls. Okay.
yeah, that's my job. So I'm just
So
tired
this
of it.
article just says he said something horrible.
Yeah,
It
we
says
gotta
couple.
see
There's
it.
a couple
Context
things in that
of
last
tweet.
paragraph.
gotta
The last
see it.
paragraph.
Was it
I've
the
gotta
last?
see it.
The very last one?
No. The last one that was on the screen there that you had. It
Oh,
says
great
there
job.
among the
Final.
tweets. Yeah, right there.
One where Sora wrote
Yeah.
the only. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the only thing that kept me from doing mildly racist tweets is the knowledge that Al Sharpton would never stop complaining about me.
So what?
And
But was he answering somebody? Was he? That's what. Okay, so that's the one thing I can't stand about Twitter is whoever's reading it takes whatever viewpoint they want and how you meant it. So I could say like, "Hey, good morning," and someone can read it as "Good morning." You know, like it just depends on how that person sees what you're writing. You can't inflect what you're trying to say through
No,
a tweet.
especially in that limited amount of characters. You know.
Politics shouldn't be done on Twitter.
No,
It should be done on TikTok, which I have a profile if
And
anyone
you
wants to check out and follow.
And you've also got to look at like what the age or the times or what was going on or the context. Because I mean, like if any, I don't know if there is, but like if someone could go back to when I was 16 and hear me joking about sexual assault, something I would never do now because of my life experience and my maturity. But you know what I mean? Like, would I get canceled for that? For something when I was 16?
That's
well, I mean, and someone had to really dislike this guy to go back through his Twitter feed to 2012 and 2014 and just dig up stuff.
Yeah, 6 years ago.
Yeah,
that's a good point though, because this is assuming that like no one matures and no one, you're gonna can't. I mean, look, some of this stuff. I mean, I don't know. Some of it's
look. They tried to cancel.
It's not
Drew
great,
Brees.
right? But
they try to cancel anybody. They eat their own, dude. So if you're not even one of theirs, they're gonna go back decades if they can and figure out. I mean, Joe Biden is one of the most racist
when they hired him.
Right, but Joe Biden is some of the most racist things on Capitol Hill, yet he's the president. It all depends if they like you or not, if they want to attack you or not.
But he's basically protected because one thing that I'll say is like for Twitter, because I've been on Twitter for about a decade. When Twitter first started, it was just basically a geek tool. No one was really using it. It was pretty much, I'd say pretty much it was like Tatooine, pretty much with the huts running everything. And everybody said anything and everything, and people weren't getting their freaking feelings hurt. Well, the immediacy of putting that out on Twitter is what got capitalized on, especially with respect to news, especially with respect to customer engagement, and especially with respect to politics. Because even in my particular feed, there's people that followed me like 8-9 years ago who are freaking in a Trump administration now. and
Damn.
higher up in the entertainment industry now. This is like back then when I really didn't know anybody. But eventually this is what happened. So they capitalize on these hot takes on Twitter. And now you have these people where they have nothing to do or they have an agenda and they're just going through your tweets for 10 years just to find some hot take, pull it out of context to get you canceled.
But it doesn't make any sense to wait to do it. If you're going to hire someone, do your vetting then.
Exactly.
Well, that's
Because it doesn't
mean
mean anything until it doesn't mean anything, Jane, until cancel culture wants to come after you. Exactly. It doesn't mean anything to any of these corporations until they look bad if they don't do it. So they know he had those tweets. They didn't care. Just like SNL didn't care that Jimmy Fallon was in blackface.
It doesn't do anything. But now, because of unfortunately what happened with George Floyd, now they're like in super mode. So they're capitalizing on anything that they can jump on.
And then you have people who just don't like people who are trying to get them canceled by digging up old tweets.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a little bit of hypocrisy here too, because James Gunn faced a very similar situation with his, with the comments he made about children. There were a lot of like really inappropriate comments that he was tweeting about children and kids and sexual stuff, and they fired him. But all the Hollywood stars were so behind him that all of a sudden they could see past all this stuff. That they got him hired, but now it's like, is Grant Gustin going to go to bat for this guy? It's like, how is it okay that James Gunn said what he said, got fired, but then Hollywood, the stars backed him up, but now they're attacking and going after.
Because the stars for one show and they fired one. We had 2 white guys on the show.
But I mean, you still have Ezra Miller, and he literally choked someone on tape.
That too. Yeah, that too.
No toxic man flu. I did not flash Al Sharpton. I would not waste exposing my boobs to that with the payback. Absolutely freaking not. Oh God. Hey, Tommy. Tommy's working mod on YouTube. Thank you.
Internet working okay today? I guess. Have you sent the guinea pig collective after your internet provider? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. Tommy, I love you, man. Author Stephen Walton, super simp, has a Twitter.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't me for a month. God, my TikTok's blowing up.
Dang it. Oh, there it is.
I won't stop.
Indiegogo reprint.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Listen, no, I want my own simps, Tommy. I want my own simps. How do I do this? Can you simp gay men? I'll do it. I don't care.
I'll treat them
like I'll just treat them
all simp like anybody.
Same thing. James Gunn made Hollywood gain too much money.
Well, see, there you go. There's the hypocrisy right there. There you go.
There you go. And maybe he just knows too many things too.
That could be too.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Culture Casino.
Yep.
Oh gosh, that's too freaking funny. But yeah, it's. I think there's another actress on the show. They're trying to cancel her.
On The Flash too?
I think on The Flash.
That's gonna piss me off. If it's Killer Frost or Chocolate, I'm gonna be upset.
Chocolate.
Who is Chocolate?
His wife is hot, dude. His wife in that show.
I think that sounds familiar. It's something like I don't watch it. I don't watch the show, but it was something like that where somebody's one of the actresses who's white is purposely like creating this hashtag to like.
Man, that show is good. They didn't leave that show.
I have
all those
idea.
actors are so good. Yeah, okay, you got some CW fucking drama bullshit, and I hate the extra drama for no reason whatsoever.
It's the lady who plays Killer Frost.
Oh yeah,
okay. That's it. Yeah,
Candace Patton.
I love her.
Yeah.
Well, Candace Patton plays his wife, Iris, doesn't
Iris wife.
Yes, it is. Yes, he is. That's his nickname.
That's great.
He gets mad when I don't use it.
That's great.
Let's see. Yep, they're trying to get rid of that chick. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I read.
She's great. I love her in that role, man, because she can play both.
Yeah,
She can play
she's
both
good and she can play the good and the
and
bad.
like just
You can play both ways.
brainy, sweet. I don't care. She can if she
Thanks,
wants.
Jane.
I have
You
no
caught
problem.
that.
Why are you trying to? Look, Jane is a good girl. Why are you trying to corrupt her?
Jane has a sick sense of humor. Okay, there are many things I've said that she's the only one that laughs. So I know Jane has a sick sense of humor.
No
I
comment.
think you're trying to corrupt our sweet Jane.
Yes. Can't be doing that.
Yeah, that's what you all think. She'll corrupt you.
Yeah, they say watch out for the quiet ones. That's why I don't say very much.
Have
You
you
know what
guys
they need to
heard?
stop doing?
Man.
You know what they need to stop doing on that show is hyphenating Iris's name, Iris West Allen. Bitch, you married a man. Enough with the hyphen. I'm got every time they do.
You're
that,
such a sexist.
Every time I hear that, virtue signal. I can't. Every time I hear that, that's one of the things that bugs me about that show. I could just once in a while could you just say Iris Allen, just once in a while. You married the dude, right? I don't get that.
I told my daughter, I've been telling my daughter, she's 6 since she was 5. If she ever gets married, her husband or wife, whatever, whatever floats your boat, takes your last name.
Oh, you put a say that's not a skirt, that's a kilt. That's right.
Yes, exactly.
We're going with matriarch lines in this family.
Freedom.
Yeah, I love the dark sense of humor. That's one of my favorite things. I freaking love it.
Gets me in trouble a lot of times.
Yeah.
Oh no! Whoa! Barry is what? Hold on. Barry is now Barry West Allen on the show. What?
Wait, what?
I ain't up on the last season script.
But I think that's because he was adopted by the West family.
Yeah.
I don't think that's because of his wife.
He was Barry
West
Allen.
before.
No,
he's Barry Allen.
Yeah,
he was always Barry Allen.
Barry is now Barry Allen.
Barry
Well,
Allen.
but wasn't
even on the show?
Adopted,
he was Barry Allen.
Yeah, right. But legally, wouldn't his name be Barry because he was adopted by?
No, it would be Barry Allen.
Barry Allen. You can keep it Barry.
Okay.
It depends, but
Mr. Mooney Blue One says the lady who plays Iris is pissy because people are shipping Frost and Flash.
Get out.
She's blaming it on racism.
No.
The stars and fans.
Seriously?
Yeah, Nick, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me that. I don't
understand what that means.
I don't even
shipping
understand
Frost and Flash. What does that mean?
That they would be together.
Frost banging each other.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah, shipping.
She's pissy about it. Why?
Okay, they've been using
Why
it
would
since
you be
they got
pissy
married.
about it?
Because he's with a
characters. What?
Okay, help me.
Why can't he just have
help me
both?
out? I know the Flash is white, but Frost is what?
White.
She's a white.
She's really white.
She's a
frosty
white. Wow,
Frosty
if I
white.
said that
She's
a
like
different way, I would have been in a lot
snowflake
of trouble.
Snowflake white.
Well,
Snowflake.
she is.
Blue lips. Oh, she's gorgeous.
She's blaming it on racism amongst the stars.
Yeah, he's into like dead chicks.
I this is just me. I think it's less racism and more she's trying to make a power play.
Oh my God, there's like a new ethnicity in that show every freaking other day. All right, I was like, you can't compact more different types of people in this freaking show. I don't want to hear anything about racism in this show.
You got that right. I mean, you got the white kid adopted by you got the white kid adopted by a very strong, great father who's black, which is you don't see a lot in TV, which is awesome. He's a cop, but he's a great man, teaches him great lessons. Yes, he grows up with the girl and marries her, but whatever, that could be kind of kinky.
And you got Vibe. You got Vibe on the show, who's one of the best characters in that universe, to be honest.
You got Wally.
Characters.
Oh God,
you got Wally. You got the Rodriguez. Is it the Spanish kid who's like super smart?
Vibe.
What's his name? What?
Vibe. That's Vibe.
Oh, Vibe. That's right. What's his name in the his?
I don't care. That's Vibe all the time. Big Dick Vibe.
Okay.
That's who that is. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And he's the nerd. And
they
make sense. He's such a cool character because he's like kind of like a fan in the show because he makes geek references all the time.
Right. Right.
We talk about us.
Iris West is a green-eyed ginger. Okay.
Cisco, yeah.
Okay.
I know that they
cancel gingers.
I know they race swapped her. I know they race swapped it, but I don't care though. The character's solid. The family's solid. The mess.
No, it is kind of it's screwed up that they switched it to Barry West Allen. I thought that was
Yo,
name he had
can we
because he was
stop
adopted. But
dissecting
the
this
script
show?
said they switched it after he got
Look,
married.
as
That's
long as they
bad.
don't make her a worse character, fine.
They didn't. Oh, well, she could be a
Yeah.
little bitchy.
Well,
She
he
does.
is running now. His suit is a mini skirt.
Wait, what?
Season 7.
Scott, I'm gonna
Spoiler.
kick you in the
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
season 70. He decides to wear a mini skirt because it's
Shut
just
up,
quicker.
Scott.
He
Yeah,
likes
you
the
know
wind on
what?
his dong.
I'm with you, Trey, because I did not get into any
Me
of
either.
Y'all are ruining the show for me, chat. You're really breaking.
Listen,
Toxic
the first season.
Sorry, let me get this out. Toxic Vampire says, listen, Lorena will give you the stare as a warning before she kills you. Jade, you're just dead.
Ah.
That's a good one.
I could definitely say the first season that was good. The first
Pretty-
season of Arrow
accurate.
was dope. I mean, he
Yeah.
was killing people,
Yeah.
you know. And then they made the Arrow who shoots arrows, not kill people.
Hey, Tom.
Uh-huh.
He says Jeff is time for Lorena, but not for me. Cancel Jeff.
I was at work. I even tried to get on because I always want to be on with Midnight's Edge. Oh, I'm sorry. I've never been on Midnight's Edge. I've only been on Midnight's Edge after dark. I'm not as good as Stephen Walton.
Yeah, well, you don't simp hard enough, do you?
No, I don't.
You got to up your simp game.
Right, you gotta up your game, man.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to take your hits. You gotta know. You say thank you.
I'm the Phantom Menace archaeologist. I'm writing a book. Oh, man. Okay.
So
What are we on to next? This is
Let's
stupid.
see.
Poor guy got taken out of context.
I think he just did. I didn't even know anything about the show, and I could just see the whole cancel culture crap.
I love this show.
So speaking of cancel culture, let's go to something that really has me aggravated.
Yeah.
Why is Bugs holding his tits? What?
I don't know, man. Maybe he's got. I don't know.
The original.
I thought about that until you said something.
What?
This might be the thing that pisses me off the most tonight.
I'm really, and here's the reason why I'm even more pissed off. Okay, so a couple of years ago, I bought a couple of DVDs with the Looney Tunes on it because I love Looney Tunes, and they actually freaking had a disclaimer in the DVD saying that certain attitudes that were acceptable back then are not acceptable now. And I'm like,
Well, yeah.
okay, I guess Pepe Le Pew. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah, sexual assault isn't funny.
Racist.
Yeah,
Sexual
you
assault
know,
isn't funny.
It was
Like-
back then.
like back when men were men and women were women, and it was a darn good arrangement too. You
It
know,
was a hoot.
You know what though? They do have stuff about. I mean, there is. Look, Looney Tunes does take a take on some racist qualities at times in the really older stuff. But if we keep whitewashing our past, we won't learn. You know what I mean? Like you can't
We
keep
won't.
thinking like things
And I
didn't
don't-
happen.
and that's what I tell people. It's like it makes for the perfect teachable moment when stuff like that
Yeah.
happens. That's the reason why I forget which episode of the Jeffersons that it was when it was, I think they were like white supremacists or something like that. And George Jefferson actually saved the guy's life. And in that episode, you know, somebody used the N-word towards him, and somebody tried to tell Nickelodeon not to broadcast. I'm like, no. That's something that needs to be heard. So you can understand the bigotry of that, and then understand why what happened at the end of that episode was so moving.
Exactly.
It's like not showing, like Steven, it's like not showing All in the Family because he's a racist character, even though the actor was very opposite of that. And they used that as a teaching tool. They had the, you know, meathead being the liberal side hippie guy, and you have this old racist attitude that, you know, one episode he's crying saying, "This is what my father taught me." You know, like it was very powerful TV back then. And now it's like we don't even want to touch these subjects. And if we do, it has to have a certain message.
The message
If it doesn't have the right message.
The message gets lost because Archie Bunker was a satire of people like that. It was showing you what, you know, it was making fun of that attitude. It was showing you the problems with it. It was
Right.
also,
Yes.
they also made fun, with Meathead, they also made fun of the hippies. They showed you the problems with that attitude,
Right.
what possibilities that could be, you know?
I know one time I remember when I was younger and I was watching, I think it was Tom and Jerry or something like that. And I guess like the plant, something blew up in his face, and his face was like all black
Yeah.
and his lips were white. And I remember asking my mom about that. I'm like, what the heck is that? And that's when she was telling me about blackface and all of that. Now, I wouldn't have gotten that education if that would have been bleeped out.
Right.
That's a lot of good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff. What did Trey Courtney say? He said, yes, some of the black features are heavily exaggerated, but it was the time. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly. It's like time. It's like time in a bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and you can go back and see how far we've come, or like think how far we've come from what happened, you know, back then.
And well, I think part of the reason they want to erase that is because they want to erase the achievements of the past and present this excuse that we haven't had any kind of progression. When you can just as easily, when you can go back into the 50s, look at those cartoons, look at those representations and go, oh my God, that's hideous. How did that even get on TV? Because it was acceptable at that time. And that's
Right. We've come far from that.
To where,
but Tom said something about to Lorena, he said something about someone getting pissed about Gone with the Wind. Did you see the person bitching about Gone with the Wind?
Wow.
I did not
one of my
see.
favorite movies.
I don't know that.
I don't care.
I love that. Jane, I'm right there with you. That's it.
Who was bitching about going with the wind?
Crazy.
I don't know. We got room for Tom. We want to throw him a link and see if you jump on.
Yeah, if you want to.
I mean, we only got about 10 minutes
again.
anyways.
Yeah, we got we do. We have like 10 minutes left.
I want to know why Bugs is grabbing Elmer's tits. That's what I want to know.
Because you know what?
How does it feel?
He just likes that. He just likes that.
He's binary.
If you don't, right, a lot of that stuff happened in Looney Tunes too. If you don't think about it a lot.
Cross-dressing.
Yeah.
You know, all of that. But yeah, oh God, let's see. Looney Tunes writer Michael Rucco responds to fan backlash against Elmer Fudd not using firearms. I'm sorry, Elmer Fudd without a firearm just
doesn't make any sense.
He-Man without a sword.
It's like Bugs Bunny without a carrot.
Right.
Right. Or like, you know, Wile E. Coyote without it.
Or Popeye without spinach.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, he can't be a hunter anymore then, right?
No.
Is he an activist now? Is he a PETA activist?
He's a hunter for justice.
I'm loving rabbits.
I don't know. But they
I
say
mean,
here.
it's creepy for not hunting him.
I know.
He's
What
stalking
is
him.
he gonna do? Like knock on his door or something? Like I guess he's Jehovah's Witness. I don't know. But Bugs Bunny's longtime rival Elmer Fudd will have to find a new way to take out his arch nemesis on HBO Max. So in the upcoming revival Looney Tunes cartoons on HBO Max, Elmer Fudd will no longer use firearms. Is Yosemite Sam next?
But he's still going to be trying to kill a rabbit. So what is it? I mean, you know, whatever he uses, isn't that going to be the next? Like, what's the point of this?
They're going to take Marvin's ray gun away.
I know. Well, shoot, let's not give him any ideas. Let's do Jeff with broken head.
Well, probably. No, wait a minute, Steven. Steven, they won't take his gun away. He's an illegal alien, so he can keep his gun.
Okay.
Yeah, because I rabbit hunt with a slingshot.
Slingshot.
That's more humane.
This guy says, we're not doing guns. However, he did add, but can do cartoony violence, TNT, the Acme stuff. All that kind was rather.
You want to teach children?
So you could drop an anvil on a dude's head, but you can't have a gun that he never ever hits anything with.
TNT, that's like dynamite, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the cigar.
Terrorism is okay.
Dynamite.
Terrorism is okay.
Right.
Oh my God. In the classic Looney Tunes cartoons, yes, Fudd routinely hunted Bugs Bunny using a rifle. Yes, he did.
He's going to be a terrorist.
He's going to be what?
He's gonna like,
Ball.
what is he gonna like? I'm sorry, I'm saying it. I'm going there. Is he gonna like have a jihad against Bugs Bunny and like come after him with TNT and try to blow his ass up? Like, I'm so freaking confused.
They gave him a sickle instead of a gun.
A sickle.
Wait, what?
A sickle.
Right, a sickle makes Elmer like a slasher villain. I haven't seen that.
I haven't either.
He's the second person that said that. He's the second person that said that. They gave him a sickle instead.
Let's see. To a dog on a different format. Blah blah blah. No longer show Elmer.
He has a razor.
Elmer Fudd without his gun is like Yosemite Sam without his mustache.
That's funny.
That's
I'm gonna shave that bunny's ass.
That's good.
I'm gonna shave that bunny's ass.
that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that is scary.
What is the point? That's what I'm saying. What
Yeah,
is
there's no point.
the point?
Just get rid of it.
It's you know what? If
Fuck Hollywood.
Tom, check your DMs.
because if he
check
was
your
rolling
DM.
around with a machete, no one would have thought twice about it.
Yeah.
But since it's a gun and guns are political, and you've got people writing who are scared about the guns.
Oh, I like that. Look, 2020 Looney Tunes gun violence inspired us to take away Elmer Fudd's gun. 2012.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Daffy got a fucking automatic. Like, what?
You hit play on that and see what happens.
Kill people.
That's pretty funny.
Oh
Bugs
my
What
doesn't
the
look
hell is
happy.
wrong with Bugs Bunny's face?
Yeah, he's growing a
Why?
beard and
Maybe it's in the future.
mustache.
That looks really, really strange.
I was just again gonna say something horrible, but I'm gonna shut up.
What? What did you say?
Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'll
What?
say it backstage. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All I know is there is so much about explosions and firearms that I learned from the Looney Tunes cartoons, like don't stick your face.
Someone just
Party
peeping
rifle.
back.
Yep. Hey, Tom.
There he is.
Shh, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbit.
What are you hunting with?
Not a weapon of any kind that you've seen before. They won't allow me to have guns because of my white male wage.
Oh, God, I gotta
I was just gonna say that's why Daphne can have one. Daphne can have.
They
a
gave
gun,
me
but
a
that's the white
string
male,
and a
thing.
stick.
Is Daffy oppressed? That's why he'd have a gun.
Oh.
That's why he has a gun.
Well, that's the color.
Are you trying to say something?
See? That's what I said.
I was the first black duck in cartoons.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit!
Oh man.
Nerd cookie said white male wage gap.
White male wage.
White male wage has a big problem in Hollywood.
Ducks are fired.
I swear I saw Daffy Duck on the news the other night in one of the cities going into a Louis Vuitton, but whatever.
Burn down the
God,
target.
thank you, Dan. That was horrible, but it was funny.
Oh my god!
Daffy was behind him going, do it,
Crazy.
do it. Or not Daffy, Bug, do it, do it. I'm so angry right now. I'm sorry. I can't take any more of this looting and rioting. Make it end.
This is a good one.
Gosh, follow the-
Script Doctor says anyone watching Looney Tunes knows that a carrot is more dangerous than a gun. Bugs has plugged Fudd's gun in a carrot multiple times. He first had dead. Oh my gosh!
That's very true.
It is.
Lunacy.
Where are we? What?
Yeah, he's actually never successfully shot and fired and killed bugs at all in the
This
is
history.
a
of
No
the
one
show.
does.
So how
Not
dangerous is
once
that
in
hunting
80
rifle?
years have I ever shot that rabbit.
It's also a double barrel single shot. You
And
know
the
what I
one
mean?
time I thought I killed the rabbit, I cried.
That's right.
Play. Hang on a second.
Whoa!
Kick you out of the house.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow!
Lola, move. I just told him so I wouldn't have to go to the Peach Festival. You lied? Who told you to lie?
My Daffy's better than that.
You're a liar.
Yeah, it was this.
Yeah, it is.
No, you're wrong.
You're despicable.
That's how you go for it.
What in the world?
Dang, I love that.
Wow. That was pretty violent. 2012?
Yeah. Even though they don't sound like Bugs or Daffy, but
They
whatever.
don't, yeah.
There wasn't enough soy to go around.
What the hell is that?
Is that supposed to be Elmer Fudd in like
Is that
some
a dead
3D
bunny?
rendering?
Yeah, that's from Robot Chicken.
Oh, Robot Chicken. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I love that episode.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness gracious.
Wow.
Elmer Fudd.
Sam McCabe says.
Oh wait, sorry.
Well, no. Sam McCabe says, "Imagine the scandal when they find out rabbit in British slang for vibrator."
Oh,
I did not know that.
Rabbit that one could acquire, but that's about all I knew.
We'll Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's freaking hilarious. What's the name of that episode? You know, no, they don't say.
Yeah, the name of that episode is called Going Postal, Doc.
There you go. Man,
I have no idea what it's called.
I don't. Just have to go in the replay and look up that guy's Twitter to find out.
Well, I remember reporting on this about a year ago that they were going to be taking his gun away, and same thing with Yosemite Sam, which just makes no damn sense.
Yosemite Sam too is his
What's a Southerner
six-shooters?
without his guns?
Yeah.
Exactly.
America.
They took away my ball.
They're taking. They're taking Speedy Gonzalez's speed away too. Speedy Gonzalez is not that fast.
I hate NPCs.
It's gonna be transgender Sam. It's coming, boy.
They're gonna get rid of Speedy Gonzalez like they did.
I'm going through the transition.
I remember Speedy Gonzalez's cousin Slowpoke Rodriguez. Dude had a gun.
Oh yes, no, it was Slowpoke.
Yeah.
Speedy, you're so fast, and I am so slow.
No way.
I did it. Don't worry.
Shot him right in the face.
I'll say that's a trap. That's a trap, son. You get in that trap, and there's no getting out of that.
Screw this, man. Screw this.
I guess talking to death. This is just oh God. This
It just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
They don't know when
No.
to stop. They really don't, and it just
Bugs, do you act out because you're unhappy? You know, like he's going to be a therapist. That's what
Right.
Elmer Fudd, the therapist. I can't do him.
Hello.
guys.
Tell me about your mother. Well, Doc. And then they're trying to I seen this idiot on Twitter trying to defend the show, like, oh, it's so much more violent than it ever was before. Like, that's okay. Like, that's supposed to make up for it.
Right.
Yeah, we use explosives
No.
now.
Yeah, right.
Like
now,
I
Tom,
said-
what was the thing about Gone with the Wind?
Oh yeah. Some idiot is making some big stand saying, "Oh, HBO Max should drop Gone with the Wind," and or at least put it's on there without even a disclaimer. It's like,
Who needs one?
well, and I mean, you brought up the disclaimer, Lorraine, and like I said in the chat, it's like I'd rather have the disclaimer than have them cut the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I'll take a disclaimer for the freaking trigger happy folks out there. Fine. But if they need to start, and I don't even like Gone with the Wind, but you know what I say to that? Fuck that noise. Okay, what's next? Are we going to go paint the Mona Lisa black? Are we going to go take out any kind of art that depicts any kind of, person that isn't white in any kind of way that isn't positive? Is that what we're going to do from here on out? Is just totally negate that anything happened in the past that, was horrible? We never learned from anything.
They're going to take the dong off Michelangelo's David.
What was it? Wasn't there?
Or it'll
Did
be
we
put
deal with
upside
that last
down.
week? Wasn't there something that the Birds of Prey, right, where they dealt with that? The David statue, and they replaced him with
Yeah.
we talked about that last week.
There
I
was
think.
something to that effect, but
Yeah.
it just reminds me of that it's Simpsons episodes where Marge wanted to cancel Itchy and Scratchy, but then freaked out when they were gonna cover up the statue of David. And then she finally realized, you know, art is art no matter what it is. You shouldn't censor it. Yeah.
Well, they're taking the
Exactly.
Richard E. Lee statue down from Virginia. They're removing
Robert.
that.
Richard's
Take
his
it from
cousin.
Robert.
You're taking
Oh,
Robert.
Robert E. Lee. Sorry, yeah, Robert E. Lee.
Gotcha.
Richard E. Robert E. Lee.
Lionel's not a Yankee, guys.
So Trey says, I guess the one with the wind.
No, Richard Lee was his gay cousin.
You want to blow these fuckers' minds? Guess what you tell them? Guess what, folks? This is the first time a black woman ever won an Oscar.
Exactly. You know, they could say
they're mad about that too, though.
They could say the
Because of the
same
role.
thing about Roots. They could say the same thing because slavery is depicted there. But you know, when I hear this stuff, I'm reminded of something that Booker T. Washington said. He said that you have a class of people who will continue to profit off of grievance like this.
Ooh,
That
drop
we don't want
knowledge, girl.
anything. I'm gonna have to go pull it back because actually, you know, and I tell people 2 really, really good books to read, especially with this what's going on now, because it's all repeating. It's repeating just like it did with Reconstruction. The first book is Booker T. Washington's autobiography, Up from Slavery, and another one is Frederick Douglass's autobiography. Read those 2, and you will swear they wrote that stuff now. If you listen to what they say and they listen to the group of base hustlers who constantly want strife going on with everybody because that is how they make their money and that is what they profit off of. So with this whole pulling down statues, trying to erase history, it's the same deal.
But they don't do it with.
Look, Lorena, you agree with? Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, Jane and Lorena, you agree that there's one. My fucking thing's on a delay. I'm sorry. You shut the fuck up.
You're insensitive.
It's because my thing is delayed, you freaking tattoo-looking son of a bitch.
Let the woman speak.
Oh my god. Okay, so the only thing I'm
plane.
Is that
They're plane, boss. They're plane.
Scott. Okay, so I the thing is, they only do this with slave films. You don't see them complaining about the Holocaust films we get every year. So what's the difference? Why is it that slave films, for some reason, trigger them?
Well, that's a good point. You want to know what we were dealing with about 20, 30 years ago? You had a bunch of people who were basically denying that the Holocaust ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And sooner or later, you're going to get to a point where people are going to just deny that slavery ever happened.
Good point.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, I don't care if you got to throw 20 disclaimers in front of a movie, as long as you're not censoring it. Don't hide the past. Don't hide the ugly truth.
Well, they also say those who, forget the past are doomed to repeat it. I mean, that's a true. And just you see that throughout history over and over again. You make the same mistakes, and people who don't respect and know and realize the past, good or bad mistakes or successes, you're doomed to repeat those same mistakes. If you don't know it didn't work the first time, then you're going to try it again.
The better article. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lorena.
I was going to say, speaking of the past, because one thing that I found out from a cousin of mine, he's a DNA cousin, he lives in Brazil. And I was telling him how I found records of my family, some of them from slave manifests. And he said, at least you have that. In Brazil, when they ended slavery, they burned all of the records.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
They burned all of them because they, like I said, they wanted to erase the past, but then you have a group of people trying to reconstruct things about their families and they don't have it. So it's like, we may never find a record of who that person is. That's common to the both of us because those records are gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's sad. That's really sad.
You can't erase
and
history.
what I was gonna say before is, when you have a group of people that keep telling you you're a victim, you're never going to be able to move on and say, if you try to succeed and you fail, you just go right back to, well, I'm a victim. But if you have a group saying, no, you're not a victim, you can work your way from slavery to being Frederick Douglass, or from slavery to being a shop owner. If you can believe that you can get from, the inner city to, up to a senator or the president of the United States, then yeah, if you fail, you won't just stay there. You'll actually keep like moving on. You'll learn from your mistakes and you'll move on. But if you keep being told you're a victim, you'll finally get that victim mentality. And that's what pisses me off the most. And I'm sorry I stepped on you, Jane and Lorena, before.
No,
Fuck you, Steven.
I think Tom was saying something. I wanted, hey, Thomas Gilpin, but I know Tom was saying something.
Well, no, I was just going to say another monster pointed out in the chat what I was going to get to anyway, and that was the article should have been more about how Hollywood didn't allow her to win that, or at least accept that Oscar in front of her peers. I mean, there's the bigger problem there. I mean, it should be more about, hey, Hollywood, wake up. This is the problem, not the movie. The movie was what won her the Oscar. I mean, that was history right there. And it just, it's insulting to me to do that. I don't care. I don't give a shit if the movie's one of the most racist things that's ever been. You still shouldn't pretend like it doesn't exist. And those people who did it should fucking own it, just like Disney and Song of the South.
Well, you know, the other thing is, you're
going to get rid of that?
What was that, Lorena? I didn't hear you.
What was that, Lorena?
You're going to burn copies of Birth of a Nation?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That's. Well, I mean,
I was just.
Where do we go into like Fahrenheit 451? You know, I mean, where do we go? Where do you draw the line? If you're taking statues down, you know, why not burn books? Why not stop movies that you don't like from being released, or ban previous movies? I mean, where do you? That's Fahrenheit 451. You know, that's the whole totalitarian.
Well, that's that same exact. Final. It's like that same exact idea of like having some type of hate speech put into the Constitution. Where does it end? Who decides what it is? You have to be able to be allowed the artists to be the art, you know, allowed to create the art. And then you can decide if you want to watch it or listen to it or view it. And if you don't want to, you don't. Like, that's the whole thing. You just, if you don't like it, don't watch it. I just don't understand this whole idea of canceling it.
We can also learn from the past from a movie making and casting and writing perspective as well, because some of the issues with Hollywood in that time was how these characters were being stereotyped. If we pretend they don't exist, and if that didn't happen, what we'll continue to see are reiterations of that same type of behavior in modern film.
Right. I don't know if this is exactly what you're getting to, Jane, but that's a good point in a sense that, okay, yeah, it's one thing to show somebody who in a time period, time properly, was a slave. Okay, that's one thing. But I think you're right. At that same time period up through the 80s, even if into the 90s, most people on television that were black were in subservient roles, except for the Jeffersons and a few other shows. You had and I'm not even talking about property. I'm talking about just subservient roles.
Right.
Like completely subservient roles. Like, look at Benson. The whole fucking show is built on the idea of a black butler, for fuck's sake. I mean, that's exactly what I'm getting at here.
They're made from different tropes.
I don't know if that's the point you were getting to, Jane.
I mean, that was the point. It's we continue to have these exact same manifestations over and over again if we don't remember where we started and the issues that we had with those roles in the past. They don't reinvent the wheel. They continue to do the exact same thing if we don't call it out. But we can't call it out if we don't know any better, because we don't know what the past was like.
Exactly.
In a way, it would be almost more insulting to ignore the fact that they're slaves in the movie Gone with the Wind than it would be to try and edit that out in some way.
I agree.
Or edit around it in some way and make it like, oh no, she just works for him. That's, you know what I mean?
Because it's like because again, with me researching the history of my family, being able to see the history of my family, where in like 1870, when some of them are first on the census and they can't read and can't write, and then 1880, they can read, they can write, they own their own property. Without that gap, I wouldn't have known that. Wouldn't have known anything about that. Wouldn't have known any of the struggles about that. Wouldn't have known about one of my second great grandfathers who he actually got to vote in Mississippi as a black man in the first election held after the end of the Civil War. Wow. I didn't know his history. I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know any of that. So the fact, yes, that they would try to erase that thing from popular culture, from movies, that is personally insulting.
It is. There are more of those stories that should be told. There are better stories that could be told from that time period. Absolutely. You don't just pretend it didn't exist or didn't happen.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to say something, but I always get freaking yelled at because I'm going to cut somebody off.
You Scott.
Well, for one,
I'll just say right now,
For
the
once
Dark Council is running late as usual. They haven't started
We
yet.
should probably
It's that white chocolate's fault. I know it.
white chocolate.
White
I
chocolate.
believe the children are the future.
Ooh. Ah.
Oh, that's sexual chocolate. My bad.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
I believe the children
chocolate,
are
that
the
one.
future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Oh,
Show them all the beauty that's inside.
say sexual chocolate. And
Sexual chocolate.
His mama called him Cassius Clay. I love that movie.
You ain't got no Cassius Clay.
If the man wants to be called Muhammad Ali, then you call him Muhammad Ali.
I meant Martin Luther King. You ain't
Martin Luther
no
King.
Martin
You
Luther
ain't
King.
not Martin Luther
It's so
King.
me, Martin Luther King. I come around the corner, man, punch me in the chest. I said, "What the hell?" Looks up, it's Martin Luther King. He said, "I'm sorry, I thought you were somebody else." You did not meet no Martin Luther King. Yes, I did. Fuck you, and fuck you. Who next?
Oh my gosh! I hope they don't screw
I
with
love that fucking
When's that coming out? Do we have
August.
any
I
clues
guess
on
they
it?
moved it up to, but it's PG-13. So I'm like, oh crap.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're even going to have the old guys or anything like that.
A royal penis.
I think they are. Yeah, I think they are going to have them.
The royal penis is clean.
Hold on now.
Well, and I'm also
Mark
wondering if they
Ruffalo.
didn't do two versions because I guess supposedly James Earl Jones rejected one of the jokes in the script because he thought it was too vulgar. So maybe there's going to be an unrated version. You never know.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Release the unrated version.
Right.
Already.
Let's see.
Release the James Earl Jones cut.
And then I mean, he did the joke in the first one about the bathers, so I can't imagine how much worse it could be than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have sex with your bathers? I know I do.
He was really happy. When he said
I know.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah.
Good to be the king.
Oh, well, everybody, we're going to wrap this up with like 20, 22, 23 people in the chat. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me for a few minutes.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
I want to drop in, you know.
Thank you very, very much. Excuse my waging white male wage.
I can't with that.
It gets all over the place. Like the one guy in the world who has the least amount of white male rage is Elmer Fudd. Like that rabbit puts him through hell before he finally loses it. And when he does, what does he usually do? What does he usually do?
Cries.
That rabbit always gets the best. He cries because he's a little bitch.
Oh my god.
Well, everybody, let's go.
Sam couldn't shoot the broadside of a barn. He's so small. He shoots his guns. He goes flying 20 feet. So I'm sorry. I just hijacked that. Sorry.
We'll go around and everybody, shout out your channel where everybody can find you. So
Okay. Hey guys. You can find me here on YouTube where I post weekly movie and television reviews every Sunday at 6 Central, as well as occasional pop culture news and commentary. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jane Theory.
cool. All right, Scott.
Jane doesn't have a long schedule. Jane doesn't have a big schedule like Lorena does. Lorena has to last.
I do not.
We're gonna be here a while. I'm like Ords. I got a whole list. Thank you, Scott. Our TikTok.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I didn't cut anybody off. Thank you, Lorena Creel, for having me on your channel. Yeah, I'm Sporking News Podcast. You can find me on YouTube, the TikTok now, because I'm blowing up. Thank you, China. Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Yeah, TikTok. way cooler than Steven.
That's right. Go see Scott on the Tic Tac thing and
Scott the Tic Tac thought.
I got 125,000 views on my second video ever. Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal over there.
showing off his moves.
120,000 12-year-olds checking your video out, not knowing what the heck you're talking about.
You know they're making fun of you, right, Jeff?
You'll be in the next Boomer
Jeff.
video.
Jeff the TikTok thought.
Final? Go ahead.
Final Death Star.
His name is Final Death Star. Oh, sorry.
So, wait, who did we just kick out?
Where'd Jane go?
Jane's gone.
Jane left us.
Jane
I
left.
mean, you had to leave. If you
had to
even
pop
cared
out.
to look in the private chat, you would have known
There's
that.
too many white
Five.
men here with white male rage.
Yeah.
He missed the
White male rage. Oh, bye, Jane.
Jane needs her white chocolate.
You
Go ahead.
again. Final Death Star. You can find me at Final Death Star. I'm going to be the new TikTok thought after Scott.
You're the alien guy. You're the
Yeah,
alien guy.
the alien
You're
thought.
the spaceships. Your shit is awesome.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
put that up
raging
there.
so hard right now.
Yeah. Find me there. Thanks for the chat. This was a really good, as always, great chat and great topics we had today too. I'm looking forward to this. After the trailer, I'm looking
Same
forward
here,
to it.
man. I
I'm
was hoping to hear
excited.
Tom's take.
Yeah, I thought
I'm looking
felt like
forward
it
to
was them. It just felt like it was them again. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
I didn't know
Yeah.
about the bit about them stealing the song from themselves. That's
I
new to me.
thought that was
That's
great.
so funny.
Yeah, I thought that was
Now,
great.
do you think they might try to do something with Rufus?
In the script from a few years back, they do address Rufus being gone. In fact, it's one of the big reasons why things didn't go right.
Mm-hmm.
Like something nefarious happened to Rufus at some point, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That sounds
And then it also kind of looks like some of the things that Mecca and I were talking about, where they're going to possibly see many different versions of themselves.
That's what I said.
Like
too.
I'm assuming
Just
they'll
branch
steal the
universes.
song, and then I'm like assuming they'll steal the song. Something won't go right. They'll go back to the future, and then they realize, oh, now we're in prison, and then they have to go back and fix something. It's going to be a back and forth thing. And because see, I said the first movie had to do with time travel. The second movie had to do with heaven and hell. This movie's going to have to do with multi dimensions. That was my prediction.
Okay.
That's cool, man. I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
that's what I was saying before.
I
not
think
as
that makes
cool.
sense. 'Cause
Multiverse.
I think that their version of themselves where they're in jail, that probably is some other version.
Yeah, that's what I say.
dimension
That's
of it or
probably the
something.
version after they first steal the song and go back, and then because there was another picture out there of Ted in like a nice suit, but Bill was dressed like normally Bill is. So there's I'm thinking there's various versions of them in the thing.
Yeah, multiverse. The multiverse.
Yep, multiverse. Yep.
Bill and Ted the multiverse.
Is it my turn
And
yet?
notice the daughters
Yes.
were only in one shot of the trailer. So for all those
I
people
noticed
out there
that,
that
yeah,
were freaking out about the daughters,
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be that big of a deal in the movie.
I don't
so
have a
relax.
problem. It doesn't bother me. Yeah.
The Phantom Menace archaeologist is pissed off, so let him say his thing.
We
I was
hijacked
born
his-
in the chat, everyone.
Go ahead, Steven.
No. You know what? Sub to Tom. And screw these guys.
Check out Tom's radio station. That is
Steven?
good stuff.
Oh, you know,
you shaving is confusing my genitals.
So I figured it out. He looks like Tattoo after a couple.
Stop it.
Goodness gracious.
yeah.
I mean, don't stop. Yes.
Yeah, I
stop.
know. I have no control
No.
of the show. Now I know how to BPO.
White male rage.
Yeah, thank y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for coming. Love the chat. Go ahead, Lorena.
Let me go.
Oh,
Tom.
someone's feelings are hurt.
No, just subscribe to all these fine people, especially Stephen Walton, because Scott really hates him right now.
You heard that? Tom loves me.
Yes, we heard.
These are the reasons why I'm never on Midnight's Edge.
No, I try to get him on there, and he's always busy because he's so busy with all his other important stuff, like his broken headphones.
Yeah, these things suck so bad.
I'm gonna buy you like 5 pairs of headphones one of these days.
I just bought a pair. It'll be here on Thursday or Friday.
Cool.
You do know there's cheap ones at the dollar store, right?
I know. I want to try one more expensive one. Like not
You're
expensive. They're like
stupid.
$50. I'm just excited.
Dumb.
Said, folks. Lorena Creole on Twitter and Lorena Creole here on YouTube. I'm closing in on 275 subs, so thank you so much for that. Chugging along. So having a great time making videos for you guys and streaming and all that. Oh goodness. Let's see. Here, Tuesday nights at 6:30. Wednesday, supposed to be on Babe the Menace. Sorry. Thursday, 7 p.m. This Week in BS on Justin Proper's channel. 9 p.m. on Thursday, The Queen's Council. It's going to be on OG Star Wars' channel this week. And then, of course, Saturday at 7 p.m. with Rogue Entertainment. Mondays at 10 on Toxic Femininity. And I have a live stream on Sunday on my channel. We are back to Welcome to Florida with all the Florida chicanery. Last Sunday was Game of Thrones, and that'll come around in 2 weeks. So subscribe to me and give me a follow on Twitter as well. And thank you everybody for coming. Oh my God, you guys' faces is something else. It's killing me. Get it straight.
I ain't getting on camera. I don't care.
Oh, he's tickling me.
Oh my gosh. But thank you guys so much. And you know what? The dark cancer hasn't even started yet. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I'll let you guys go early. Okay. Thanks so much for coming, guys. Have an excellent night. Excellent night.
Welcome.